What's happening, world? My name's Raheem Flowers, and I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not gonna really say much in this video. I'm just going to let this intellectual brother, who is known as Jason, the Black Authority, I'm gonna let him hang himself. But who's to say this man's even the Black Authority? This man has never shown his face, the Wizard Kelly ass nigga. But him as well as Cybernetic G are going to hang themselves. And I'm just going to showcase two-dimensional talking points from both of these fools. Just let it go on.
Of Jared Taylor, you were probably on your knees gobbling up dick and balls. Because you moonlight as a transsexual, that's why. You probably dress up.
Did Cybernetic G to Cynthia to say something about trannies? Oh, dramatic irony.
Like those other insecure men who have no masculinity, who like to sit up and put on garter belts and thongs at night and wigs and pretend to be women. Is that really why you don't want to show yourself, Jason Black, because you know somebody's going to out you?
Question that I'd like to
sure,
ask.
Go ahead.
I'd like to ask you. Now, we can
because
ask different questions. We could ask different questions like about that white man. Now, we could ask different questions like about that white man. We could ask about that.
You disagree with?
We could definitely ask about that white man, you and him. Could we ask a few questions?
There is no white man. There is and never was a white man. Produce a picture of a white man. What was his name, Jason? And where was he located at? And when did I so-called be with him? Are you spreading rumors like a gossip girl?
Very interesting. So now she doesn't want
Are you
to claim
spreading
him.
rumors now, Jason? Are you a mean girl?
This comes from the bitch who constantly calls people coons and beta males. Just keep that in mind.
She already put the video out. Now she doesn't want to claim the white man anymore. She already put the video out. Now she don't want to claim him. She's going to say that she had clandestine ulterior motives for doing it.
I never said that. I never said any of that. Again, gossip girl spread rumors.
Okay.
So prove it. So I'll say if there's a white man, prove it.
Cynthia, there's only one thing people need to remember. I
would
never in my life call you. I would never call you to speak to you.
Since you're so intellectual, if you can put a documentary together, surely you can prove whatever rumor you're spreading. Surely you can prove it. So prove it. What was his name?
Brothers
what
and
did
sisters,
he look like?
Cynthia already made the video where she admitted to doing it. Now, she tried to play it off as if there were ulterior motives for doing it, but she already made the video for doing it.
I said I never dated a white man, and I never...
brothers and sisters. Now she doesn't want to claim him. Interesting.
Before I go in on this Wizard Kelly ass nigga, Jason, you know, regardless of whether you had a white man or not, it doesn't make it any better that you got impregnated by a dude like Robert Perkins. And by the way, this is just the first half of the video. I'm going to do something that's more contemporary, more modern, more recent, up to date in 2019. This is relatively old now, so I just want to give this backdrop to relay a point.
I will be very glad to show you my face if you can show us your...
Bullshit, you ain't showing no face, Jason. I've known about you for the last 5+ years, back when you and Thomas were going at it with each other head to head, and yeah, you just being the opportunist that you are, you're gonna use your boy Marcus Sanders the same way that you use Thomas, you're gonna use Tariq the same way you use Tommy, and that's how you get your fan base. By being a condescending prick, by regurgitating all these pseudo neo pro black talking points, but you wanna put this edgy, arrogant, fake ass, elitist tone to it. Because that's what you do. I hear it in your voice, and I see your idol worshiping occult like fans So, you know.
Your edges. If you do that right now, I will post a video so people can
you
see.
show me your...
Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
Both of y'all. Stop lying.
Intellect? How about that? Can you show me your intellect?
Cynthia, yes, I will show you whatever
I'm
you
waiting
want.
for a man to show his intellect.
And I'm waiting to see
and
your
his
roots.
masculinity, not talk about hair and makeup.
And
do you work for the Bronner Brothers? I just have to ask that question.
Dear,
Do you work for the Bronner Brothers?
Your license, sure. Whichever you prefer.
Okay, that's why. That's probably why.
Okay.
Because I know most
Cynthia,
men
can we see your
who
roots?
are closet homosexuals, they focus on hair and makeup.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Well, you know what? I just want to see your roots. Cynthia, that if you actually had a head full of hair, you'd be a much nicer, congenial person and not so bitter.
Black women are feminism. They're a single mother. Makes sense. Are you really that concerned with my edges, Jason Black, or do you have something else to get off your mind?
Cynthia, it's just that I'm bald-headed.
Because if you have something else to get off your chest, that's fine.
Cynthia, I'm
bald.
But
I didn't know we were discussing hair and makeup.
Okay, well, I'm just saying is that I'm bald and I'm black and you're black too. And I just don't want people to confuse us as being brother and brother. I want them to see us as brother and sister. So I don't want them to see two bald black
nobody would confuse me with you because I'm miles ahead of you intellectually. That's why you're wasting time talking.
Look, Jason is a fuck nigga, and I know people who are in an entirely different dimension than this dude. He wouldn't even want that smoke with me, let alone the people I listen to. But I can at least say this though. You're not leaps ahead of this dude. You just a fake Afrocentric pro-black bitch who runs her mouth. You just like these typical liberal black broads who go around talking all this pro-black stuff, but you really just have an anti-black man mantra. Fucking succubus. That's what you are. You a succubus, you a sucker bitch. And he's a sucker too, Jason. But yeah, you're not this. Nobody sees you as an intellectual figure. They see you as a clown. They see you as somebody who is synthesized. You're non-authentic. You can't even be yourself. You can't say that you're being yourself when you constantly wear weave.
Talking about hair rather than getting to the actual intellectual points. Now, people said I was afraid of that word. Where's the word? Because we can talk about hair all day. That's trivial. But I'm trying to figure out where's this intellectual word.
No, the problem is we can't talk about hair all day. I can talk about hair all day. You can only talk about it for about 2 seconds.
But you brought up the topic. You brought up the topic. I thought I was coming in here for some intellectual words.
Yes.
Somebody in the chat room said that I was afraid to get that word.
Yes.
Where is it at?
This is the root of your hatred and your venom. When you look in the mirror, you see a black male, and you're very angry because you can't alter it.
When I look at black men today, I see black women because they're very feminine, and I suspect you're no different.
That's not untrue, but guess what? That's because these effeminate black men that you speak of, these so-called black men that you speak of, were raised by who? Bitter black bitches like you.
You're very masculine.
You're wasting time.
But you're very masculine.
And talking about what all dusty beta males talk about.
There goes that word. Beta male coons, just like I told you.
But Cynthia,
again,
if you took off
where is the intellect, Jason Black? Because it doesn't require intellect.
If she took off that headband wig, she would look like RuPaul. She's talking about how black men are.
This nigga said he took off that wig. You look like RuPaul. True. I'm more melanated RuPaul. True. I agree.
Feminine, she looks masculine.
I need some. You can do that.
You look like RuPaul without that thing.
All right, I'm not going to waste my time listening to both of these fools too much. Like I said, this is just the first half of the video.
This MGTOW, rest of you guys out when I first say it, but when you think about this for a moment, it'll make a little more sense. All you red pill pickup artists, MGTOW, rest of you guys out there, the white fellas, it's time for all of y'all to get strapped with the business. Fellas, I want to ask you a simple question. When you say things like, I'm a honest guy, I'm hardworking, I'm an honest guy, I'm honorable, I have principles, explain to me, how does you being an honest guy with principles benefit a woman?
Well, it benefits a woman if a man is on the shit and he's building equity, and they see that confidence and they see those virtues amidden, because those have power within it, and women are naturally attracted to power. But I'm not sure if you know anything about having power, Jason, since you hide behind a screen all day. Yeah, lately I've been doing this format in my videos, but at least people who watch my stuff know how I look like. And when you show your face, something that you don't know nothing about, this Wizard Kelly ass nigga, that resonates with people. Your personality, those positive traits, people pick up on that.
I feel like I'm better than a lot of people, and that I'm not an animal, bro. I don't shit where I eat. Like, I think about things like this is just what it is. And I can honestly say a lot of people don't operate on that level.
Okay, but that's not what I asked. I am asking, you mentioned before that the qualities that your leadership qualities are, I'm honest, I'm honorable. You mentioned those things. Okay, I'm taking that to heart. Now tell me, how does your honesty and your principles benefit a woman?
Because unhonorable and unprincipled people are people who don't take care of their kids. People who are not honorable and not principled are not responsible.
Not true, because
I'm pretty sure
subjective.
You're an honorable and principled guy. I'm pretty sure you handle your business. You can point these people out, bro. It's not hard.
No. Let's take this into account. Bernie Madoff was honorable with his wife and his sons. He was just dishonorable with the rest of the world. Oh!
But was he?
Oh!
No, you're saying, but was he honorable if he was proven not to be honorable?
He was honorable with his wife and his kids. He just wasn't honorable with anybody else. Yeah, the guy in the White House, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, they are honorable in the places that serve them. So you can be honorable where it serves you and not honorable in other places. It's not something that has to affect your entire life. You can compartmentalize it. The real question is, your woman is not going to be as concerned.
People who are not honorable need to be shamed, because honor should be
brother,
the standard.
You're missing the point.
Like, we got to carry ourselves with some sort of respect.
The point.
Honor should be the standard.
That's not the point. The point is, do you think that your woman is concerned about how honorable you are if your honorability...
She should be.
Okay, stop talking for a moment. Do you think that a woman cares how, quote, honorable and honest you are if your honorability and honesty has never benefited her even once?
That's a tough question. Can you ask that for me like a different way?
Sure.
I can't quite understand how I'm supposed to answer
I like to give this analogy. For those of you who watch Game of Thrones, do you think that Ned Stark did the right thing by his family by being honorable and honest and getting his damn head chopped off?
Nah, that's something else. That's something else entirely, man. That's people taking advantage of your principles.
Okay,
that's having principles in a world that does not have principles, and people taking advantage of your principles.
Okay, but
that's something else entirely.
Okay.
So basically, in short, Jason's trying to describe these moral gray areas. That's basically what he's telling the man. But you're still showing honor within those moral gray areas. You ask, how does your honor benefit a woman? The woman. Now, you could be somebody who has zero honor, zero honor, zero respect. Honesty is out the window. Your question to the man was, how does honor benefit a woman? Well, if you're honorable towards her and you're consistent with your actions, because you still got to have honor. You still got to have some sense of honor, even if your honor is selective. You can't be somebody who is dishonorable to the T. Think about Jason and the rest of these pseudo-pro-black niggas. They love to talk about white men and their deceptions, and you even spoke about deceptive tactics that a lot of the MGTOW dudes do. But what do you think you're doing? You're asking him a trick question, and you're using play on words by asking him about honorable. But then you ask the general question about just being honorable with her, period. How does it benefit her, period? And then it turned it into something that was specific. Talk about using the white supremacist deceptions, Jason.
Okay, but like Bruce Lee said, that water is supposed to take on the shape of the container it's in. If you are in a dishonorable container and you are determined to be your definition of honest and honorable, aren't you really the person out of whack?
My question to you, because
well, okay,
you are
that
a smart man.
That was a
I
question.
listen to
whoa,
you,
whoa, whoa.
And
That
I
was
respect you. Okay.
That was a question.
My question to you is:
that was a question.
Is that an excuse to not be better? Is that an excuse to not even try? Because the rest of the world, for whatever reason, is shitty. You're gonna just be a shitty person too. You're just not gonna try. All right, like that's what you do. That's okay.
No, yeah. You sit up there and go play fair with people who are not playing fair with you. They say two wrongs don't make a right. It damn sure makes it even. So you go be Mr. Turn the Other Cheek and Mr. Don't Put an Eye for an Eye. I'm going to be Mr. Eye for an Eye. That's who I'm going to be.
Nah, it ain't about turning cheek because I got a gun. If they bring it to my doorstep, it's
you can't do that. No, you can't do that.
But you can't do that every day.
But you can't do that.
Start trouble with nobody.
But you can't do that.
I understand the world plays like it's rules and I play.
No.
But if you understand it, I'm not going.
You can't do that. You can't do that if the rest of the.
Mind you, this is taking a lot of. It takes a lot of mental discipline and patience to even listen to this dude, Jason. He's a complete fuck nigga. See, it's funny how Jason has been going on a campaign toward these red pill and these MGTOW cats, who I don't align myself with, by the way, but I don't go out my way to go in on some sort of diatribe and pretty much, I understand why MGTOW does what they do, but they get so blindsided. And like I said before, y'all are no different than what the Neo-Black Panthers became when it came to dealing with these Caucasians. You became the same individuals that you claim to hate. Thus, in juxtaposed, in this instance, this would be feminism with you guys. But see, with Jason, he wants to sit here and use all this tricknology and use these play on words. This is why I always want people, when anybody asks me a question, I'll ask them to repeat themselves, and I want them to make themselves very clear in what they're saying. And then I think long and hard about what they say so they don't sit here and try to be deceptive with me all day. It's also smart that you have your evidence when dealing with dudes like Jason the Black Authority, somebody who thinks like the so-called white supremacists that they claim to have a disdain for and want to eliminate, and who they deem to be the number one enemy to so-called blacks. So funny.
The world is violent. You need to be better than them. What's your excuse for not being better than them?
You said what?
You said that we should be better than the rest of the world. Just because the rest of the world is bad doesn't mean we shouldn't be better than them. Then that means that you can't respond to the world violently, because if they're violent with you, you need to be better than them.
So
there's context to that, Jason. If somebody's being violent with you, walk away from it. Avoid conflict at all costs. But if that shit comes at your door, then you got to do what you got to do. But you just can't be inviting violence. But I expect somebody like you to talk like that. I expect a nigga like Sarge to talk like that. Y'all want to use all these talking points and be on some Robert F. Williams stuff, knowing that you can't even get your hands off your damn keyboard. You probably haven't even seen the daylight. That's like you in a dungeon. The outside world will burn your ass like a fucking vampire. Alucard and Dracula much. Shit.
I'm gonna let them kill me? Is that what you're saying?
Well, that's more honorable. You're being more honest and more honorable. You're being better than them. They're violent.
See, I could easily go look up let me look up what a two-dimensional. Let's look at two-dimensional thinking for a quick moment. two-dimensional thinking. The problem with two-dimensional thinkers is that they skew or misinterpret facts in order to force them into a two-dimensional framework. As a result, they frequently have the facts but do not know or are misrepresenting the truth. This is how marketers sell their ideas, products, or services. These idol-worshiping, occult ass Jason, the so-called black authority ass niggas have been doing that for a while. Not just with them, but with the likes of Tariq, with the likes of all these dudes in the so-called black sector of YouTube, who I will get back to later on in the year once I get my stuff off the ground. But let's get back to the video. In the meat of this video.
Clinton, you're not. You're better than them, remember?
Exactly, but if you bring violence to my doorstep, you turn it up. I didn't escalate. You escalated. You
exactly, but
and at that point, it's up there. It is what it is.
Yeah, exactly, but no, brother. If the world plays dirty, I play dirty with them. That's the rules. Those are the rules.
At the end of the day, you gotta be able to look yourself in the mirror, man. I feel what you're saying. I just know where I stand. I feel what you're saying. I know where I stand.
You've already articulated it. So the next time they come to you with that smoke, remember, you're better than them. You're not going to lower yourself to their level. Next time a white man calls you nigga, you're not going to lower yourself to his level. You're not going to do that.
And you shouldn't. First of all, if this fool knew anything about etymologies, he would understand that the word nigga is actually a term of endearment. Niggas. Hold on. Let's go look up a few words now. Shout out to Capital Steve. And rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. Niggas is a royal title in Ethiopian Semitic languages. It denotes a monarch. And what does a monarch have to do with? Rulership. Something that most so-called black people don't know shit about, but act like perpetual victims, like what you're doing and what you're insinuating. But since you're one of those pseudo-neo-pro-black niggas, you want to sound like you just want to be anti-white man and the white supremacists need to be taken down to the T. Fuck out of here. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, too. And shout out to my man College, a young man who actually understands something about words and etymology. Something my dad actually used to put me on to. A member of a semi-divine race. Naga. You see, Jason, one thing that you fail to understand, you and your idol-worshipping stands fail to understand is this. White people have studied many things in this world. Physiology and etymology / words and linguistics being those fundamental aspects. And then writing history in their own ways because the victors always tell history. But, you know, the likes of you don't want to focus on those. The likes of Sarge wants to make fun of it, but then wants to have a video talking about black people need to learn more about breaking down the writing codes instead of writing rap bars and shit like that. That's why you don't take these pseudo-black, pro-black niggas and these internet revolutionaries, as my man Judah says, seriously.
You're better than him. You're more honorable.
But if you touch me, I gotta put him down. Is that fair?
Okay, that's fine. Folks, like I say, if a white man calls him nigga, he's like, hey, as long as he didn't touch me, we cool.
That's fair.
I couldn't say it better.
Tell me, is that not fair? Is that not fair?
How many men in here think that it's okay that
freedom of speech is still a thing? You can say whatever you want. You run up on me with shit, it's over.
If a white, what was your name again? I forgot already. You're from Baton Rouge.
You said what?
I forgot your name already. You were from Baton Rouge.
I'm Brian. It's Brian.
Okay, Brian. If you all agree with Brian that if a white man calls you niggas, hey, it's freedom of speech. All I'm going to say is that's a South Louisiana thing. I'm from North Louisiana. I was born and raised in Shreveport. I wish you would try that. That's a South Louisiana thing.
I wish you would try that. Nigga, you don't even have enough temerity to show your fucking face on the internet. So don't talk all that tough talk, Jason. You ain't gonna do shit to a white man. You don't have enough balls to show your face on the internet, you wizard Kelly ass nigga. It's funny how dudes like Jason will talk. Let's hear that again.
North Louisiana. I was born and raised in Shreveport. I wish you would try that.
Wish you would try that. It's funny how a nigga like Sarge can emphasize on gun rights. See, you know what I respect about Maj? Maj is actually out there in the streets. He communicates with both so-called blacks and both so-called Caucasians. You niggas get on ranting and raving. You don't build on shit. What, that 7 a.m. documentary that you want to be egotistical about? You want to speak condescendingly to these phone callers in your audience. Like, I don't know how you could get down with fuck niggas like him.
That's a South Louisiana thing. Up in North Louisiana, no, they ain't gonna fly. I wish you would try it. They ain't gonna fly.
I got shit to lose. I'm not going to jail. That's all I got.
Dude, your manhood, you just sat here talking about honorability and principles. Now you ain't got no honorability and principles. I got stuff to lose. Well, a few minutes ago was about honorability and principles. You sure do tend to...
And who's to say that goes against his principles if somebody calls him out his name? Maybe some people don't have a fragile ego like you do, Jason, and they know how to walk away from a situation. Maybe he does have a lot to lose. Maybe this person's young, this brother has a family. He has a lot of money. He has a lot of things going for himself in whatever potential endeavors. But see, you don't want to look at it like that. You such a surface level, two-dimensional thinking, sensitive, fragile ego having ass condescending prick that you can't even see that.
Use that to your convenience and invoke it when you want to and not when it doesn't serve you. Very interesting. You don't actually have a set.
So you're asking me.
You don't even have a firm set of principles.
So what you're asking me to do, you're asking me in an altercation with a person not to perform a risk assessment. They said the word nigga, so now I'm supposed to just jump on them no matter who it is. Forget when it comes down to what's that word? Discrepancy in force. Like, you know, they say like one side has more power than the other side. So I'm this big black guy, and I go beat up this little small white guy who called me a nigga. Do you honestly think I'm gonna stand a chance? Do you think they gonna care? But if this white dude touched me and I put him down, that's self-defense.
You know what? If enough of us did that, nobody would think to say it.
You see how Jason didn't have any real rebut for that? He had no real rebuttal for that when he made that statement.
Hey, man, look, I just know why I stand on it.
I agree.
I respect you enough to know where you stand on it. I know why I stand.
I don't know how you could even respect a fuck nigga like Jason in general, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion, brother.
Stand on it.
Well,
I don't think we're going to gain any ground, but I respect you, though, bro. I really do.
Keep trying that. Thank you very much for giving us a call here tonight. Hey.
And that's it, because this is like over 2 hours, and I'm not going to spend all my time listening to a goofy like Jason. Trust me. He's going to feel the wrath later on this year anyway. This is barely even a warm-up for what I'm really going to do to him and many other people. But that's all I got to say for now. Peace out.